Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada. O Goddess Saraswati, please bless me with right understanding, and who is the giver of boons and the fulfiller of all the wishes. I am going to begin my learning and studies. Please bestow on me the capacity of right understanding, learning, comprehension, etc. Om, peace, peace, peace. Dear devotees, today is very auspicious day on two reasons. One is, as you all know, that today is a Vasanta Panchami. That is, we can say that Goddess's mother Saraswati's birthday. And also, today is also one more important day is because one of the apostle of Sri Ramakrishna, Swami Tirunathitananji, is born on this day. That's why it is a two times a blessed day. The festivals are very important in a civilization or in a human life. Of course, nowadays, because of transportation, communication, and all the available facilities, we go wherever we want, whatever we wish, we do parties and etc. But in the olden days, things were not that easy and simple. So even when we were small, we were used to wait for festivals. Why? Three, four reasons. One, on festivals, we used to get some special food, sweet meats or desserts or a different type of delicacies. One is that. And some festivals time, we used to get new clothes. Second, third, the day we can go and have a merrymaking like with friends or relatives or with the neighbors, some play or games or whatever. Third, and apart from that, it has got cultural, social, economical, spiritual significances. Moreover, these festivals in the olden days, it used to break the monotonous of our day-to-day life. As soon as possible, morning we get up and we do our oblations, and if you have got habit, we do some spiritual practices, then go for work, then come back, take care of family, take care of kith and kin, and etc. So this goes on and on, whether we like or we don't like. Most of the time, we are not left with other option. So these festivals will give a small break, and we will forget about our day-to-day life or about our regular monotonous life, so-called, and with the joy, with a refurbished life, it is to help our mind to lead the life. This is what the psychological aspect of the festival. And apart from that, cultural integrity was maintained through these festivals and celebrations. And in the present day, we all know that we have got clubs, social clubs. Old age people have got their own clubs, men have got their own clubs, women have got their own clubs, then youngsters have got their own clubs, then sports people have their own clubs. In the olden days, clubs were very few indeed. So, how they used to socialize each other? So, the celebrations or the festivals or the occasions where they used to meet each other, share their love, share their feelings, share their emotions, share their whatever they have. They used to share each other, and they used to express their feelings, love, emotions. And so it was also a part of socialization. And also, these were the days which had its own significance. Because of that, we wish to do worship, prayers, meditation, some spiritual practices. Other days, some of us we might not do, but these special days, most of us were asked to do some spiritual practices. By this, probably culturing our mind or taming our mind, taming our thoughts would have been very good actually. Apart from all these things, nature has its own interesting factor. And our forefathers, they were very much inclined with this nature across the globe and across the civilization, in any civilization or in any culture. And in the Vedic view life, it was very much rampant and very much known here. Now, the same Vasanta Panchami is also similar. It is very interesting to speak from the nature point of view. Now, Sankranti, which like 2 weeks before, most of us we celebrated, or 1 week before. Why? Because that is the starting of winter solstice actually. In the earlier, in the December, actually, it used to be there, December 22, 23. Then slowly every 60 years, because of the tilt of the earth, 23 degree, so every 60 years, one day it jumps. Even some argue that even this Christmas, which was the part of Greek and Roman mythology, Roman celebrations, which was nothing but winter solstice. So every day it keeps on, every year or after 60 years, one day keeps on jumping. Now the winter solstice has come for January 14th or 15th, which is called Sankramana. That is, the sun starts his movement from the southward, leaving the southward, he starts his journey from northward. Northern direction, he starts his journey. That means the daylight gets increased. So more and more daylight. So the gloomy days are getting slowly decreased. So sun is the source of energy. Sun is the source of light. Sun is the source of enthusiasm. That's why it was celebrated. So similarly, even this Vasant Panchami is also, it is also start of spring. Start of spring means not the same day or similar next day. It is like almost 30 days. After 30 days of Vasanta Panchami, the spring starts. So that means the people, okay, we are going to end of a hard winter or very cold winter, bitter winter, and we are waiting for spring. And that waiting, they used to worship. Why we have to wait for spring? The Vasanta Rutu in the India, the months, the 12 months are being divided into 6 seasons actually. Among them, among all the 6 seasons, this Vasanta Rutu, Vasanta season is considered as the king of the seasons. Why? Because if you see now in the cold, even grass is not grown much, all the flowers they don't grow much, and petals and the leaves, trees, they shed their leaves. But when the spring starts, slowly new blossoms we see, either flowers or a tree with the plants and with the trees, the whole nature gets rejuvenated. So the whole nature is welcoming the spring, and the human being was also welcoming the spring. So this Vasanta Panchami is festival of arrival of spring actually. And that's the reason in the olden days, especially in the Bengal, in the Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, and some part of northern India too, they used to grow mustard in abundance actually. So because this is the time where the mustard seeds used to bloom with the flowers. So the whole big area, big patch of lands used to be filled with yellow flowers. Wherever you see, it is the Mother Earth is decorated with like a yellow flowers. It was a sight to see. That's where even Saraswati Puja in some parts of India, they do worship Mother with yellow flowers, and they wear yellow clothes if available, and also they worship Mother, Divine Mother Saraswati with some sweets where there can be yellow color. Like for example, Rajbhog and some bundi or some payas where they will add some kesar, and because of that it is to be yellow. Why? Because the whole nature is enjoying with that yellow color. And interestingly, with the color philosophy, the yellow color represents energy. It represents prosperity. It represents the wisdom itself. Now you see, interestingly, how this in the civilization, in the growth of civilization, how people were thinking. So every color or the natural growth was worshipped, was welcomed, worshipped, and celebrated. So when we know all these aspects of the festival, we'll be able to understand and appreciate and probably celebrate the festival in a better way. Now, this Vasanta Panchami also has got different names. So in the northern and eastern part of India, it is called Vasanta Panchami or Basanta Panchami, no doubt, and the western part more or less. And in the southern part of India, majorly, it is called Sri Panchami. And in the Jain tradition, it is called Gyan Panchami. Gyan means it is a knowledge, of course. And in some part of Karnataka and Maharashtra, they use the word called Saraswati Puja. So in the schools, they do worship Mother Saraswati on this, and they all seek the blessings of Divine Mother because exams are fast approaching. In April, more or less, they will have exams, March, April. So that's the reason they worship the Mother Saraswati, goddess of learning, and they invoke her blessings. And also some parts of western part of India, like Gujarat and Rajasthan, Punjab and Haryana, there they also do kite festival in this time. Now you see kite festival. Kite festival, who doesn't like? Everyone likes kite festival. So they will have a competitions, they will have a fun, and etc. etc. And it was also a festival of harvest because, as I said, some of the crops were harvested these times. So they used to pluck or they used to worship the Mother Earth. Oh, Mother Earth, be propitious to us. Because of you, we are getting the food. And because of you, we are getting sustained. So as a result, they used to worship the Mother Earth, and they used to do some, by worshiping, they used to express their gratitude. They used to express their thankfulness to the Mother Saraswati and Mother Earth also. By doing that, that means what? I am not supposed to, by worshipping Mother Earth, what is the value one can develop? That is, I should not exploit the Mother Earth. Means maybe with the minerals or with the water, with the air or whatever pollutions we speak. So that cannot be done because I am worshipping her and she is sustaining me. So all these values were given in the our festivals or in the celebrations. And one more interesting is Vidyaramba. So in some parts of India, so the children are taken to the monasteries, temple, or gurus and priests, and they worship Mother Saraswati, keeping books and pens and etc., pencils or whatever, slates, and they used to invoke the Divine Mother's blessings. And either the gurus or the parents used to start learn for the kids or for the children to start practicing reading and writing Vidyaramba. In some, for example, in southern part of India, Kerala and all especially, they do in Navaratri. Some they do on Vasant Panchami. So different parts of India has got different traditions, but some of them also they start their Vidyaramba, starting of reading and writing for the children on this day. And this Mother Saraswati also has got a mythological aspect also. One is, I told now cultural aspects, I told mostly social and cultural aspects, and also now I will be taking from mythology aspect. Who is this Saraswati? According to the mythology means it is not an imagination or it is not a fiction. That should be very clearly understanding. So, it is according to the mythology, she is the spiritual consort of the Lord Brahma. Who is the Lord Brahma? Is the God creator, is the creation, is the God of the creation. So we have got a holy trinity in Hinduism, that is Brahma, the creation, the God creator, and the Vishnu, the God maintainer, and the Shiva, God dissolver. Now the Saraswati, the spiritual consort of Brahma. Okay, and the story goes in one of the Purana that on this Vasanta Panchami, Mother Saraswati was born. Now the question comes, many people do attack. You say she is God or she is goddesses, and she is so such and such a thing. You give explanation, and you say that Mother Saraswati is born on such and such a date. So that means, like any human being, she is also born. So how to understand that? So people, they don't understand the deep meaning in these words. So when we say Mother Saraswati is born on the Vasanta Panchami, maybe 1,000 years or 10,000 years, 20,000 years, or at the beginning of creation, when we say she's born, means she's manifested. It is not that earlier Saraswati was not there. She was in the unmanifested form, or she was in the formless state. Now, on this day, she got manifested in this present form. So, on the Magha Masa, that is a month name is called Magha, in the Shukla Paksha, Shuddha Panchami, we say, the Shuddha Panchami day, Divine Mother Saraswati got manifested. Now, in the, I think, Matsya Purana, there is a beautiful two Sanskrit couplets. The Rishi prays that, O Lord Brahma, without you, this world or this universe cannot be created. So, similarly, your spiritual consort, Mother Saraswati, may you be propitious on us. May you be gracious on us. Why? Without your grace, we cannot learn Vedas. Vedas means any scripture or treasure house of knowledge, you can say. Vedas, Shastras, scriptures, then all arts, dance, all types of, all branches of knowledge. Nothing can be accomplished, nothing can be learned without you, Mother Vagdevi. So, please bless us so that we shall get established, we shall get accomplished in learning. So in the Matsya Purana, there is a mention of this, two beautiful shlokas praying to Mother Saraswati. And I think in the Brahma Purana or Brahma Vaivarta Purana, there's also mentioned that whoever wishes to have the siddhi or the to complete grace of Divine Mother Saraswati, they have to do Saraswati Vrata. Saraswati Vrata is what? 6 years has to do, it seems. So in India, every month has been divided into 2 halves, 15 days, 15 days. From full moon day to new moon day, that like it's based on moon. So moon, from new moon day to full moon day, what happens? The moon keeps on growing, increasing in the size. Growing in the sense actually manifestation. That means the moonlight gets become better. So that's why that 15 days is called Shukla Paksha. Shukla means white actually, or pure or white. Shukla Paksha means from new moon day to full moon day, from Amavasya to Purnima is what? Shukla Paksha. Then from full moon day to new moon day, what happens? Slowly, slowly, the size of the moon gets diminished. So that's called Krishna Paksha. Krishna means black. Black means the moonlight is getting reduced. So in the Shukla Paksha, Panchami is called Shuddha Panchami. So that means monthly one. So on the Panchami day, first to 2 years, he can take only, cooked food, never mind, but without salt and without spices. Every Panchami, he used to worship Divine Mother Saraswati, and the diet is he can take the cooked food, never mind, one time, but no spices, no salt completely. One thing. And after first 2 years, and next 2 years, every Panchami, he or she can take only fruits, no cooked food. Okay. And one more year, as much as possible, if completely fasting, or otherwise just maybe water or a juice or something in a limited way. This is what 5 years. Sixth year, there is no special mention of the diet, but every Panchami, one has to worship Divine Mother. Like this, 6 years, if they do, then whatever he or she wishes, he or she prays to Mother Saraswati, their prayers are answered. Now, you see, very interesting point here. So, monthly once, they are asking us to fast actually. Even in the Ekadashi, some of us, we do following fasting on the Ekadashi day. Now, even if you do complete fasting or taking only fruits or a juice or a water, tender coconut water, that means I am trying to control my eating. Because of that, what happens? My body is getting rejuvenated. Similar, for example, I'm working. Sometimes I need rest. When I get a rest, I feel relaxed. Oh, my dear, today I don't have work, I can relax. So similarly, poor our body, our stomach especially, every day it is working because we are consuming food day in and day out, and it is working day 24 hours. So when we do fast, it also gets time for rejuvenation, a recalibration, we say in a computer language. So fasting helps our system to restore. And recently, maybe 2 or 3 years before, one Japan scientist, he has technically or scientifically has proven by fasting how one's health will be improved. And he has got a Nobel Prize for that. So here, so the people in the name of religion, in the name of spirituality, they were also concerned about our physical health also. So they asked us to do fast. So by do fast, what happens? Our body becomes better. And not only that, every day I am eating and food is there in front of me, I am supposed to fast. That means I am trying to control my desires. I'm trying to control my mind. I'm trying to control my instincts. So willpower will be increased. This is also second. Third is upavasa. Vasa means near, staying. Upa means near. Staying near. So upavasa, staying near means what? So mentally, I am supposed to stay more and more near to the God or to the self. For that, if I take complete food, stomach full, and if I want to meditate, if I want to worship, then I may dose off. But when the body is light, then I will be able to do spiritual practices. That is the reason the fasting was told. Now, what is this Saraswati? There's an interesting etymological meaning of this wonderful word called Saraswati. Saraswati has been formed by the two roots, Sanskrit roots, or dhatus. One is Saras. Saras means pooling water, and Vati means one who possesses. So one who is possessing the water, the great, like for one who is possessing land, ponds, rivers, and the water bodies, one who is possessing huge water bodies, she is called Saraswati. That's where in the Rig Veda, if you see in the earlier parts of the Rig Veda or the former portion of the Rig Vedas, so Mother Saraswati, she is praised in the because she is in the form of water and she is the presiding deity of the water bodies. And interestingly, in the India, the civilization, the earliest civilization is known as Saraswati civilization. Why? The Harappan and Mohenjo-daro civilization was in the bank of Indus and the bank of Saraswati. That's why it is also known as called Saraswati civilization. Then afterwards, slowly, there is a gradual development of the concept. We can see very clearly. So Saraswati means just it is not the physical water what we mean. Rather, she is the presiding deity of the water. She is the presiding deity of the water. And when they go still further, there is a lot of explanations has been given in the even in the Rig Veda, Atharva Veda, or in the Shatapada Brahmana of Yajur Veda, all there. They say that there a river or a Saraswati means she one who is the one who is the possessor of speech, one who is the master of the speech. So, for example, for every speaker, he wants to master about the speech. If he has got a master over his language, about his articulation, about the words he use, about the formation of the sentences, he can be a good speaker. So he wants to have the master over his speech, isn't taught. So Mother Saraswati means one who is the master of the speech. So by worshipping her, by praying her, by invoking her blessings, one can be the master of the speech. And for this interesting story is been seen in the Kalidasa's life. I mean, I'm not able to recall exactly the king's name. It was a huge kingdom in the northern part of India. The king had one princess. And she was well versed. She was good at many branches of knowledge, and very few people who were able to debate with her. Fortunately, unfortunately, that brought her unnecessary pride in her. And whomever the prince from the neighbor kingdoms, when they come, and only she had a condition that he or she has to debate with me, and he or she has to he has to lose I have to lose with his with under his debate. And many princes who are well versed in scriptures or subjects, they came and they had a debate. Unfortunately, most of them, they were unable to what do you say, win over the debate, and they had to go back. And the minister, one of the minister who was in the kingdom, he was very jealous, and also he was also probably he had so much desire that if my son marry the princess, then my son will become prince and future king. Then he tried. Of course, he was also a good person, and he was also gentle, and he was well learned, and he went and he tried to do that. But unfortunately, princess mocked at him, and she didn't behave properly, probably, and he was sent out. And that really left a scar in the minister's mind. He thought, have to take the tit for tat. And he went and he said, I will bring the best fool. He should be one of the best among the fools, and I will see that he will marry her and her life will be spoiled. And he went in the search of his kingdom, whom he can find the best fool. And when a young chap, he was standing on the branch of a tree, and he was cutting. And the which branch he was standing, the same branch is cutting from the other side. That means what? When the branch gets cut, he himself will fall. So when he saw that, then the minister said, he can be one of the best fool available in my kingdom. So he said, okay, now I'm going to palace. Will you come? He's a cowherd boy, or he was used to look after the goats and sheep, and he never understood all these things. He only said, if you can give me good food and sweets, I will come. That's all the condition was. Minister said, yes, you will get abundant food, don't worry, you come. He said, then he was brought, he was made, shave and given a bath, and wore a new clothes, costly clothes and all. So he was very happy. But as in a village, a illiterate person, how he used to speak in his own language, in the same way he was speaking. Now, minister thought, if she speaks like this, then we'll have a problem. Then he said, whatever I say, you should follow my instructions strictly. And he tuned him, he trained him, and he took him to the court. And he was presented that he's a great Pandit, he knows that, he knows these 64 Vidyas, which were taught in the ancient Gurukula. All is good at 64 Vidyas. The king was very happy, and the princess was very happy. And princess said, okay, let me have a debate, and if he wins, let me get it. The minister said, well, he can do that, but now he is practicing Maunavrata. He's practicing silence. As a result, he cannot speak. Then princess said, okay, let him finish his Maunavrata, the vow of silence, then I shall debate. Minister said, no, no, don't worry, my dear princess. You ask the question, I will inform him, and he will use the sign language. I can understand his sign language. I will interpret it. And princess said, okay, fairly well. And she started asking questions, very complex questions based on different branches of knowledge. Minister was well versed in that, no doubt. And when she asked, um, he simply used to make a fun and he used to make some drama. Basically, he used to tell something, and that fellow young chap used to make some sign languages, and the minister used to interpret in a right way, in a proper way. And princess was very happy. All her questions were answered, and princess said, at first in my life, first time someone has won over debate on me, so I am ready to marry him. So the war of silence, the Maunata was continuing. Unfortunately, in that war of silence, during the war of silence only, the princess was also married for this young chap. Then, then after a day or two, then when the princess was alone with the prince, and when they started talking, he opened his mouth. Then the whole truth came out. Then she took aback, and she was very feeling bad and etc. She was very angry, even annoyed and all. Then she asked about himself, and he was a poor man, but he was very sincere and honest, no doubt. He told all the truth, whatever the how the minister played all these things. Anyhow, she felt bad. She was a bit worried. She felt very pained. She said, until otherwise you become a learned person, I am not going to live with you, and you cannot live with me. Get out. Saying that, he was kicked out from the palace. Now, he was an honest man, he was a simple hearted, and he was a guileless man. He never knew any of this. Now he's in the trap. Basically, he was fallen in the trap, and he also felt very bad. Then he was trying to do what to do. Probably she herself had given an clue that you go and get the what you say, grace of the Divine Mother, then you'll be able to. Of course, there are two stories among this. One story is pertaining to our today's lecture, that he did some worship and he prayed intensely, and he said that if you don't appear to me, then I'm going to end my life. So either he wanted to cut his tongue, or he wanted to jump into the water. He was about to do that where Mother Saraswati appeared, and she blessed, and she asked him to open his tongue, and she wrote some mantra, bija mantra, sacred formula. Because of that, he was the master of the arts, master of all the branches of knowledge, who is none other than Kalidasa. We all know that about Kalidasa, how he was. So Kalidasa received Divine Mother Saraswati's grace on this Vasanta Panchami day. Now, just I was telling Vasant, Mother Saraswati has been worshipped and prayed for the blessings. Why? Because to wisdom and to knowledge and all the sciences, arts, etc., etc. So Kalidasa worshipped Mother, and he was the recipient of Mother's grace, and he became one of the intelligent man. And even today, in the Sanskrit literature, his works are magnum opus. For example, about if you read Ramayana, if you read about the description of Himalayas and etc., it is something beautiful. So, if whoever worships Mother Saraswati, they will be the master of the speech, master of the knowledge. And in Atharva Veda, interestingly, she has been described and praised and worshipped as she is the healer and giver of the life. If you worship her, our life is being rejuvenated, our life will be taken care. Anyhow, how this Saraswati is also called as different names, and she is also the presiding deity of the goddesses of learning. Apart from that, Dhi or Medha. Dhi or Medha is not intelligence. Somewhere we get a translation sometimes. It is an intelligence or greater intelligence. No, it is an intuition. So there's a fine difference between intelligence and intuition. Many people can be intelligent, but very few people are intuitive. When we say in the Gayatri Mantra, Om Bhur Bhuvaswaha Tatsa Vitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimayi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Dhi, that means that intuition. It is the highest faculty of the mind. For example, in the Rishis, they were able to understand so many things. They were able to understand about the heliocenter solar system. In the West, it was always geocenter till Galileo coming. But long back in India, it was always heliocenter, never geocenter. And they were able to speak of constellations, which we call rashis in the present day, and nakshatras, stars, formations, solar systems, and what do you say, eclipses, and about even the nerves. How many nerves we have got? A human body has been told. All these things they got were, it is not only intelligence, because of the intuition. Because of the intuition, they were able to understand. And she is the presiding deity of that intuition. That's the reason I think in the Atharva Veda or Shatapada Brahmana, they say that, oh mother, just like all the water merges into the ocean, all the rivers, so similarly, all the knowledge is in you. So we worship you. Please be propitious on us so that we will be able to understand and learn and assimilate all the branches of knowledge. Now, and also if you see, very interesting point, we have got Holy Trinity, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. What is the nature of, or what is the function of Brahma? Brahma's function, main function is what? The creation. Now, for example, if a building has to be there, for that, first and foremost, an engineer has to give the plan, blueprint. So where should be the hall, where should be the dining room, drawing room, and what do you say, bathrooms, and storeroom or kitchen, and what should be the probably the length and the height, and etc. etc. So without the knowledge, one cannot build. One cannot build the complex or the buildings. So similarly, if the whole world has been created, how? The Brahma created. Whoever is attending our Mundakopanishad or Prashnopanishad class, there recently I was talking. The Brahma did tapas, satapotapyata. Brahman did tapas. Means Brahman did tapas means what? Brahman meditated. In the meditation, what he was doing? He was trying to accumulate the knowledge based on the Vedas. So because of the knowledge, he accumulated, and afterwards he started creating. So knowledge is very important actually to create anything. So today we speak of inventions and discoveries. How it happened? It is just an idea, it is a thought, or nothing but the knowledge. And now Brahma is the Lord of creation. So for the creation, knowledge is the most essential. And who is that knowledge essence? The Mother Saraswati. Who is the spiritual concert or the Shakti, the power of the Brahma is what? Mother Saraswati. She is the essence of, she is the presiding deity of the learning or the intelligence or the knowledge. How beautifully our forefathers or the Rishis have linked actually. Similarly, you can see that even Vishnu's spiritual concert is Lakshmi. Now, what is the main function of the Vishnu? It is the maintenance. He has to maintain. Now, Lord Brahma creates and the Lord Vishnu maintains. To maintenance, we need what? Mainly, we need funds, we need money, and desire and the what do you say, the wealth. And the Lakshmi resembles or represents that the intense, the root of desires and the root of wealth. She is the goddess of wealth. We all know that. So even how the rishis were able to link the gods, the Brahma and the Saraswati or Vishnu and the Lakshmi and the Shiva and the Parvati is quite interesting. Now, iconography, if you see, the Mother Saraswati's iconography is also very quite interesting. Now, most of the time, of course, there are different variants are there, but generally, if you see, the Mother Saraswati is wearing a white cloth, white sari. Why only white sari? They could have given some other sari. Only white sari. Why? White represents the purity. White represents the knowledge. Why? Nahi gnanena sadusham pavitramya vidyate. Bhagavad Gita says there is no equal, what you say, auspicious or good other than gnana, other than knowledge. Because knowledge destroys the ignorance. Just like fire burns all the impurities, knowledge destroys the ignorance, knowledge removes all the impurities from our mind. So that purity, that knowledge is been symbolized in the mother's form by wrapping her or by drawing in the white sari. So that white sari represents the purity, the white sari represents, the white color represents the wisdom or the knowledge. And apart from that, she is having a divine veena and she is playing, we all know that. Now this veena, what does it represent? And how beautifully our forefathers or our rishis have thought, it is quite interesting. Veena, when she plays veena, what happens? A musical sound has been emerged. We all know that. So musical sound, what that sound represents. Now, this whole world, according to our philosophy, this whole manifested universe has been made up of five elements: earth, then water, then fire, air, and space. Now, earth came from where? Water. Water came from where? Fire. Fire came from air. Air came from space. So, space is the substratum by which all these four elements came. And the sum total of these five elements is nothing but this manifested universe. And these five elements, the four elements came from space, no doubt. And the space came from where? Space came from sound. That is, in Upanishad, this has been called Shabda Brahma or Nada Brahma. There's a school of philosophy called Spotayana Vada. The whole world is nothing but the vibrations, and it is like sound. Through sound only, the whole universe has been created, they say that. Now, if you see, the space has been emerged from the sound. Shabda Tanmatra, we say, the subtle aspect of the sound basically there. So the whole creation has been emerged from where Shabda, sound, or Shabda Tanmatra. So this Veena of the Divine Mother, Saraswati, represents that she is the source of creation. Because who is her husband? That is Lord Brahma, who is the God, God creator. So how every simple things in our rishis have well thought and they have given. And also this Veena, celestial Veena, also represents all the music. How much ever we are intellectual, if we become dry, many times we'll have a problem. I think there's a quite interesting story once. One psychologist, he was very good at his intellect and etc. And he was doing a lot of counseling. And quite a few people who were thinking of suicide, who were thinking, had stressed and etc. etc. Many of them were able to get cleared, get free from their problems, from their psychosomatic problems or stress. One fine day, that psychologist went to a circus, and he went to circus, and he enjoyed the circus, the animals playing and other things, and he came out. And someone said, "Oh, my dear, you are great intellectual and you are psychologist and etc. etc. Why did you come here? These are all common people. I mean, there is no mistake in your coming, but what makes you to come here?" He said, "Oh, I have been stressed out, because I need some gap. That's where I came." He said, "How? You are able to give the analysis and the ways out to come out from the stress, and why do you need something else?" He said, "Yes, I know that, but still, intellect is not is enough. Sometimes emotions are also important. Emotions plays a very important role in all of our life. So, of the physical level, sense level, we go to emotions. Afterwards, only thoughts. Then only spirituality comes into picture. The celestial flute, represents that emotional level. So, one should have a balanced emotions so that our life will be better and life will be positive. So one should have a positive emotions. That celestial flute also represents that positive emotions. And also then in another hand, she's holding a book. The book represents Vedas, or all the mundane language, mundane knowledge, or the apara vidya, we say, like science, arts, skills, engineering, computer science, geography, astronomy, geology, whatever the branches of knowledge which is available pertaining to the world. Either this world or the above worlds, all the branches of knowledge has been represented by Mother holding a book. So all the secular knowledge is also has been granted by her. That's where we have to worship her. We have to seek her blessings. And she's also, in another hand, she is very holding a Spatika Mala, or it is also called Akshamala. So Akshamala or Spatika Mala, the rosary, represents what? It represents, one is devotion, the other is spiritual knowledge, paravidya. We need secular knowledge for our life, bread and butter, no doubt, but one should not end there. One should know who am I. One should know and one should experience who am I, or who is God, or what is God. So that Akshamala, the rosary, represents, symbolizes the spiritual knowledge. So one is Paravidya, the other is Aparavidya. One is secular knowledge, the other is spiritual knowledge. So she is the bestower of spiritual knowledge and as well as secular knowledge. By worshipping her, you can get both or whichever you want. And interestingly, of course, there are different, as I said, various forms. In some forms, she's holding a lotus, pasha, ankusha, and all other things, but this is the standard ones. And her vehicle or vehicle. Two vehicles also has been prescribed. One is either swan or the peacock. Again, swan is called in Sanskrit hamsa actually. The hamsa, it is a Sanskrit word. When you break it actually, it is how it has been formed. Hamsa, the word has been formed from aham saha. Aham saha. Aham saha means I am that. Aham saha means I am that. That when it gets combined, it becomes hamsa. So hamsa is representing what? I am that. I am verily that. What is that? I am verily that. What is that means? I am verily that means I am that Brahman. I am that consciousness. I am not this world. I am not the body and mind. I am the self. And so she is residing on that means what? She is the again bestower of this supreme knowledge. So one thing. And interestingly, if you see, as per the story goes, now milk and water has been mixed, and if someone gives for us, then we have to struggle. There's nothing else we have to drink, or otherwise we have to boil. We have to keep on boiling for some good amount of time. Then probably the water content gets reduced. We can drink. That's all. But the swan Hamsa has got a special inbuilt capacity. Is that with its beak or with its power, it separates water and milk, and it only sucks the milk. It only sucks the milk, and it leaves the water. The swan, Hamsa, it sucks only the water and it leaves away, it gives away the water. It only sucks the milk and it gives away the water. So the world is a mixture of water and the milk. Means mixture of good and bad, right and wrong, happiness and sorrow, then favorable circumstances and unfavorable circumstances. And so basically the life is with full of dualities and ups and downs. So how to lead a life in this mundane world? If you ask, you lead a life like a Hamsa. Means take the good things, take the best things always, and hold on to that and give away the bad things, give away the unwanted things, give away the wrong things. Swami Vivekananda tells beautifully, reject it as a poison, whatever it makes you physically weak, mentally weak, intellectually weak, or anything it makes you weak, reject it as a poison. The same idea has been conveyed by this Hamsa. And one more, in some pictures and in some, descriptions, the vehicle of the Divine Mother, Saraswati, is told as peacock. Now the commentators, they give a explanation about this is peacock has got a beautiful feathers. We all know that. It's a wonderful. We all like it when it unfolds and when it dances with that colored feathers. It looks so gorgeous. Yes, we get attracted at some point. At that point of time, we forget everything and we keep seeing the dance of the peacock because of the multicolored feathers. So I am forgetting everything and I'm seeing it. That means it is so attractive. So similarly, even this mundane world is so attractive. That's why we are going behind the world, behind this mundane world, because to have the sense gratification. So if you want to get rid of it, and if you want the highest bliss, then what you should do? You should take surrender at the feet of Divine Mother Saraswati. By her grace, you will be able to get away from the distractions and the diversions of the world, and you'll be able to hold on to the path, and you'll be able to reach your goal. So basically, one should have a disciplined life, one should control their desires, control the instincts, and then only one can reach the goal. That we all know that. So that's what has been told. So basically, one's worldliness has been removed. And interestingly, there are very few people know there are 5 forms of Saraswati also has been discussed. Most of the places there are 7 forms of Saraswati has been discussed and has been worshipped. These are bit secret sects where only it comes from gurus. So I'll not be discussing about the mantras involved. Only I'll mention the names. Like there are 7 forms of Saraswati which is mentioned and which is worshipped even today. The 7 forms are goes like this. One is Chintamani Saraswati. It is a Saraswati, no doubt. Her form, one of the form is what? Chintamani. The other is Gnana Saraswati. The third is Nila Saraswati. Nila Saraswati is quite famous, and in Tantra, it is a part of Tantras also. In the Tantra, like Mahavidya Tara, it is almost like equated with this, and there's a quite powerful and lot of, worships are even now going on with the Nila Saraswati mantra and all. Then the other Saraswati Other form of Saraswati is Ghata Saraswati, then Kini Saraswati, Antariksha Saraswati, or Mahasaraswati. Mahasaraswati is we can see in the Chandi also. Mahasaraswati, Mahalakshmi, and Mahadurga or Mahakali. These three we see, and that Mahasaraswati we see in the Markandeya Purana or in the Chandi or in the Devi Bhagavata and all. So these are the 7 forms of Saraswati. For every Saraswati, they have got a beautiful descriptions, and they've got a particular way of worship, and they've got particular mantras. By chanting that, one can receive the blessings of Mother Saraswati. So now if you see festival, the symbol and the colors and the instruments having the weapons or the instruments having the god and including their vehicles, how beautiful, and it gives a lot of informations for us. So when we know all these things, then it is better, we'll be able to understand, accept, and appreciate the festivals, and we'll be able to probably worship, and we'll be able to celebrate the festivals in a better way. Not simply having a fun, not simply having a sweet meat and having a socialization is not enough. We should understand the different aspects of the festivals, spiritual significance, cultural, society, economical, all these things. Then we'll be able to understand and celebrate the festival in the right way. May Mother Saraswati bless all of us so that we shall have the real knowledge, and we shall try to learn things as much as possible, and we shall try to understand, accept, and assimilate, and we shall be the mm, get away from this ignorance, and we shall experience our true nature. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Rama Krishna Arpanamastu.